Hello, my beauty friends. Stacy Lynn here, coming to you, the Beauty Business Mentor. I am here with you today to talk about some red flags in clients, consultations, how to have a great one, and we'll see what else we roll into today. I'm not really sure what's gonna roll out, but we're gonna talk about consultations. I get a lot of questions about this, how to have them. Why did this happen? Well, it's because you didn't have a great consultation. That's what it all leads down to. So that is what we are going to talk about today. So first of all, let's just start with, why do we need to do a consultation? One of the main reasons we want to do this, no matter what industry you're in, like obviously I mentor people in the beauty industry, but anything that you're doing, whether you're painting a car or going to the dentist or you're at a doctor's office, you have a consultation. And a very thorough consultation is what creates two happy people at the end of the day, right? It's you're going to be happy, the consumer is going to be happy, the doctor is going to be happy, the stylist is going to be happy, whoever it is everybody's going to be on the same page. So one of the things that I used to get asked a lot, and I still get asked a lot as I'm starting to mentor and coach more clients, is, Stacey, I had this person, like I thought we were on the same page, and she wanted to be this color. She said blonde. Like when we think blonde, there's so many different blondes, first of all. And it ended up like, I thought it looked beautiful, but she didn't like it. Okay, well, let's rewind back to that consultation and see where the problem was. And what happens is whenever you do that and you rewind back to where the consultation started, then it's not a great consultation, because your version of blonde and their version of blonde, or their version of thin brows and your version of thin brows, might be completely different. So you have to have a very thorough consultation. So I actually created a consultation. I have a whole program that I used to teach in my salons as part of our new talent program that we had, which you guys will be excited to know. I'm super excited to tell that coming up very soon, I'm currently working on an online program so anybody and everybody can have access to my previous new talent program that I put into place, to where I would coach and teach new stylists coming out of school and make them successful stylists. And so basically, I'm going to take all of the hows and the whys out of everything that you do as a stylist or as a mentor, as a business owner. And I'm going to give you the roadmap on how to take somebody right out of school, train them, and get them to the caliber of a stylist that you want them to be in your salon or in your studio or in your whatever spa, maybe it's a spa, whatever it is. And I'm going to take all of the guesswork out. I'm going to have a blueprint for you. It'll be step by step. And I'm excited, you guys. I'm really excited for this to be coming up soon, but it's not ready yet. It's in the works. So make sure you stay tuned for that. And if you do want to be on the first round of people that are going to get invited into it, then make sure you shoot me a message that just says, I haven't even named it yet. That's the problem. Just say, hey, I want in, and I know exactly what you're talking about. Off topic. But anyway, so that is coming soon. I'm excited, but let's get back to consultation. So one of the things that and this is something that I break down for you also in my program, is I have a detailed consultation program that goes through everything from the greeting, the lifestyle, the assessment, the color talk, the style talk, all of the things. Let's see, what else is on here for you? The options and the upkeep, the money talk, the maintenance recommendations, the pre-booking, how you say goodbye. Like, we don't say goodbye to our clients. We say, see you next time, unless you really don't want to see them again. Then you say goodbye. That's something completely different, where we go in and teach how to fire clients, which isn't always a great thing, but it does happen. So let me just go over some core things for you today for the consultation. Now, if you want to have the handout for this, you want to be involved in the new program that's coming out, make sure you type in the comments, send me a message, do something that just says, I want in. And I think the consultation will probably be the first thing that we actually do launch. So this will be the first thing that you'll be able to download. But let's talk about it today. So whenever you go to do a good consultation, the first thing you want to do is greet the client with a really good firm handshake. Maybe you're a hugger. If you're a hugger, maybe they're not. So kind of feel that out first, okay? Make sure that you are not just being like, hello, Sally, like give her a big hug, because she might not be a hugger. By the end of your first appointment, now you'll be able to connect, and maybe you'll find out if she's a hugger or not a hugger, but at least give them a firm handshake with a hello. Welcome them to wherever they're at, whatever the name of your spa is, whatever the name of your salon is. Say hello. Like I would say, welcome to Ray Chavot, because that's the salon that I'm at right now. And when you first sit them down in the chair, then you want to start talking about lifestyle. So some of the important things that I'm going to go through is you're going to do your greeting. We're going to talk about lifestyle. We're going to talk assessment, and we're going to talk about color today. Those are 4 parts of this is going to be like a part 1 for most of you on consultations, because I would like to dive pretty deep into these. But like I always promised before, all of my podcasts will not be longer than 30 minutes for you. So we are recording our podcast as well as being live on all of these platforms for you guys. So for me to keep that promise to you, I think 30 minutes is enough. And we're going to have to do consultations in 2 parts. So today, let's do greeting, lifestyle, assessment, and color talk. Okay. All right. So when we go into the lifestyle, you want to make sure that you're asking your guest or your client, however you, whatever you call them, your person, your being, yes, your guest. Ask them about their lifestyle. Ask them to tell you a little bit about what they do. Like, do you spend time indoors, outdoors? Do you work out a lot? Do you have children? Do you travel? How much time do you spend getting ready, doing your hair that is good for you? Like, they might want to spend an hour flat ironing and straightening their hair every day, but they really only have 30 minutes. Okay. So you really need to know their lifestyle and ask them. And this will really help you better understand the type of need that your guest needs as far as style, the products that they're going to take home with them, and then just basically being able to maintain the color or the haircut that you guys are going to end up doing. So it's really, really important to get to know their lifestyle. And not only that, you'll want to know what type of products they're currently using. So are you using a round brush when you blow dry your hair? Do you flat iron every day? If you have, like if I were to come into somebody's salon and sit down and they ask me, do you ever wear your hair straight? Like I come in with curly hair. Okay. My hair is really, really curly. And they just do my hair and like blow dry it out and don't even ask me if I ever wear it straight, or they want to cut it straight, or there's all these different things that I would probably freak out if I didn't have a really good consultation, because I wear my hair curly 95% of the time. However, I do like to wear it straight. So when I wear it straight, I want to know from my people sitting in my chair, when you wear your hair straight, if I was in the chair, Stacey, when you wear your hair straight, how do you make it straight? Do you round brush it? Do you let it air dry and then do you flat iron it? Do you just blow it out and then flat iron it? Like, tell me what you do. Because knowing all of those things, what products they're currently using, what products that, like styling products that you're using, those are all part of getting to know, so you can assess the hair and get them into whatever products they might need, and needing to know exactly what type of haircut's going to work for them. Okay. Okay. So assessment is the next one. At this time, you're going to accurately assess your guest's current reality and hair history. So one of the things I want you to really think about when you go to assess somebody's hair is, where's it at right now? Okay. Are they coming to you with box colored hair and their goal is to be platinum blonde? Okay. Assess that. Can their hair take that? What is their skin tone? What is their face shape when you're talking about haircuts? Where's their current level? What's the current condition of their hair? Like, you have to assess all of these things to make sure that you have a good understanding of where you're at to get started. Okay. So if somebody comes to me and they tell me, first off, first part of the consultation, and they say, I am an easy go, I do not like, I'm on the go constantly. I like to wash and go out the door. Like, I am not going to be somebody that can round brush my hair every day or whatever it is. Then you are not going to give them a bob that needs to have a lot of work around the edges, or that needs to be blown out constantly to look good, or there's different things you need to take into consideration. So the assessment is also good, and you need to know their hair history. Okay, so she comes in and she has black box dye on, and she wants her goal is to be platinum blonde, but you need to find out the history behind that. Okay, when did you put this box dye on? Has it been on there multiple times? Like, when's the last time you had it done professionally? You got to ask all these questions and really get into the assessment of what the hair is like. And then how much time does the guest want to spend getting ready? Okay. Like I just said, like if she says, I want to wash and go, you need to remember that. Okay. So then when you start getting into the color talk, this is this next part about a consultation. So we have the greeting, we have the lifestyle, we have the assessment, and then now we're going to talk about color. So let's talk about the biggest thing that I love when it comes to consultations, a brand new guest, and we're talking about new color. What I love the most is to ask open-ended questions. Okay. The one thing that I love the most is to ask them, what do you love about your hair right now? Let them tell you the things that they do love about it. It's easy to blow out. Oh, I love this piece right here. I just wish it was brighter. Whatever it is. Okay. And then now tell me what's one thing that you would love to change about your hair. Oh, I wish it was not as frizzy all the time. I wish that it was brighter around my face, or let them answer you. Don't ask them yes or no questions. Would you like it to be brighter around your face? Yes. Like, don't ask those kind of questions. You have to be asking open-ended questions. Okay. What did you like most about your current color? That the last time you got your hair colored, what was the thing you liked most about it? What was the thing you liked least about it? One of my favorite things to ask people is when we're talking about color, let's say they want to do a fashion color, or they're doing new highlights, or let's do new highlights. So someone's getting new highlights and they're not really sure what they want to do. So one of my favorites to ask them is, would you like your color to whisper, talk, or scream? Okay, think about that for a minute. When you're whispering to somebody, that just kind of means it's a little, you can kind of hear it, right? If you're talking, we're talking at a regular indoor, like that's like a medium weave. And then if you're screaming, that's like a really big, bold color, right? So think about those things when you are asking and talking about the color, because that's really important when it comes down to how much, like what type of placement you're going to use, whether you're going to use a fine, medium, or thick weave. Like, you want to make sure that you are actually checking and asking, do you want your color to whisper, talk, or scream? That's always one of my favorites. And then make sure that you're using color swatches, okay, to find their natural level, and then inspiration photos. So some stylists really disagree with me on this, and that's okay if you disagree. That's totally okay. But I love to see their inspiration photos. I want to see what they see, what they think. When they think, I want a nice buttery blonde, my buttery blonde and your buttery blonde, I promise you, are completely different. A stylist ash and a consumer ash, completely different. When I say ash, do you think green or do you think blue? Okay. Those are things that people don't understand when it comes to the stylist terminology. So I love to see photos. I love inspiration photos. Like, bring me everything that you can to help me understand what your end goal is. Okay. So that's something that I want them to bring to me. Another really good thing in a consultation is to listen, okay, and then repeat what you hear. So I hear, Sally, is that you love the bright pieces around your face. You just wish they were a little bit brighter and brought up a little bit further. And you also really like to have a wash and go style. You're not a blow dryer. You don't really have time for that, nor do you want to do it. Like, make sure you're repeating the things to them and what they're saying to you, okay? Okay, so then let's talk about the style. We might actually get all the way through this. I thought we were going to have to put it in 2, but we're going to keep rolling, okay? So now we've talked about the color. Let's talk about the style. Ask open-ended questions again. And these can all be kind of put together. You know, you don't have to necessarily go in this order that I have things broken down for you, but you need to hit every single one of these things to have a good consultation. That's the point of it, okay? So the style talk is, again, what do you do to style your hair now? What do you love about styling your hair now? What's the best? This is one of my favorites. What is the best compliment that you have ever received when your hair was fresh, was first cut? I mean, they're going to share with you. They're going to open up and you're going to hear, and their faces are going to like, oh, I was walking through the mall and this girl's like, oh my God, your hair is so cute. And I always get that compliment right when it's time to come see you, Stacy. Like, I'm always getting compliments. So right now is when you love it, or is right now when everybody else loves it. And make sure you get on that same page, because a lot of times when they've come in and their hair's faded, everybody else is like, oh, it's so great. And so they think that they might want to stay in that color. But once you start talking to them again, then they're going to feel it and they're going to be like, oh, no. When you first do it, that's when I love it the most. So make sure when you're talking about a style with the haircut, listen and repeat. Always listen and repeat in a consultation, super important. And then based on your, like, listening to what they're saying, you know, based on your recommend or on your challenges. I swear to God, I just need to drink some more here. I swear to God, I'm here today. I've been working on my stuff all morning that my mind is like going all over the place, but I'm really here. So making sure that you're asking those open-ended questions. So based on your lifestyle, that's what I was trying to say. I was giving you an example, you guys. I was trying to give you an example, okay? Based on your lifestyle and where you're at and how you want to spend, how much time you want to spend, I recommend this style. It is okay, okay? You have permission. I'm telling you right now, as a professional, when somebody sits in your chair and they say, I want to have this bob style, it's going to be amazing, blah, blah, blah. You have the permission to tell them that is not the best haircut for you. Okay. We are trained professionals. We can tell them. Same thing with, I don't know, lashes. If somebody comes in and they want these big old winged out caterpillar lashes, but that's not going to look good on their face, as a professional, please tell them this is not going to look great for you. Okay. And if they get mad at you, red flag, it's okay. Goodbye. Okay. Do not do things that people want you to do if you feel it's against your best judgment as a stylist, as a professional. Okay. Please remember that. And please take ownership in telling somebody that it's not the best look for you. This is my recommendation for you. And I can tell you right now that I have fired many, many people before we even got started because they were adamant about having this color. And I kept saying, no, I'm not going to do it. It's going to mess up the integrity of your hair. You might love it for now, but as it fades, it's going to look horrible. I'm not doing it. I'm not the best stylist for you. I'm so sorry, but let me get you with somebody that is willing, to do that for you. It's very simple. Take control. You are the person that's in the chair. So if it's not okay, it is okay to tell them, I'm not going to do it for you. All right. Okay. So have the conversation based on this. This is my recommendation. And then we're ready to talk about options and upkeep. You want to make sure that you recognize and explain this to the guest, okay? Based on what we've decided today on what we're going to do, these are your options and this is the upkeep, okay? You might be in here every 4 weeks. You might be in here every 6 weeks, depending on what it is that you're doing. And I also make sure that I include right here that every single one of my color guests, you have to have shampoo and conditioner for me. I do not guarantee my color to last unless you go home with my shampoo and conditioner. So here's the upkeep. All right. The conversation. You have to have you have to have a color preserving shampoo, okay? And explain to them there's a difference between color protecting and color, on the podcast, I'm air quoting color protecting. I know you guys can't see me. And color conserving, okay? You want to make sure you're explaining the difference between protecting shampoos that is especially formulated to work in unison and conserving products that are those are the ones that are going to go with your color line that you're using. Like I use Oligo, whatever you use, it doesn't really matter. I mean, I'm not here to promote one over the other, but whatever you use, it has a shampoo and conditioner that goes with it. Okay. And it's made to go with that color line because it has the same essentials. It has the same vitamins. It has the same minerals. It has all the same things in it to help keep that color alive and vibrant for the length of whatever it possibly can be. Okay. So use the shampoos and conditioners that go with your product line and have that conversation with them. Let them know that you need to be using these products. Okay. I tell my clients for 2 full weeks, you have to use this shampoo and conditioner for 2 full weeks after I color your hair to get the longevity of what I'm telling you. You're going to get 8 weeks out of your color. It's not going to fade, things like that. But if you are not using my shampoo and conditioner, I cannot guarantee it. Okay. So that is part of your upkeep talk that you need to have with them. And now here is the drum roll. The one thing that everybody hates this part of a consultation is the money talk. I get it that it's the least favorite thing for you in the consultation. I understand. Nobody wants to talk about it, but I will tell you right now that if you don't have this conversation in the very beginning and let this client know, or this guest, whatever you call them, at the very beginning, what they're going to be paying, they might not come back to you ever again. And I can tell you that my biggest pet peeve is to get up somewhere. And I ask, when I go places, I'm asking all the time, like, how much is that going to cost? And people don't want to tell you. They think that they just need to shock you at the end. Well, I'm here to tell you it's not a shocker. It is a disrespectful, I don't know. It drives me crazy, you guys. It drives me absolutely crazy. You have to have this conversation while you're still in the chair, because whatever you guys just talked about, you might be done and say, Jane, I'm very excited about the color that we're going to achieve. I'm estimating it to be around $150. It's going to take us about 2 hours. And then here's the kicker. Do you have any questions for me before we get started? The one thing that I hear all the time is people will say, even if they, okay, well, first of all, half the time people don't even say what the price is going to be. But if they do, this is what I hear. Okay, Sally, it's going to be $150. Does that sound okay? Or is that okay with you? No, don't ask that question. Do not ask, is that okay with you? You end it with, it's going to be $150 today. Do you have any questions for me before we get started? That is how you end it. And then they can tell you, oh, that was a little more than I was thinking, but it's okay. Like, no, I don't have any questions. Or they'll be like, no, I don't have any questions. Let's get started. Or they might have a question, and that's okay. And sometimes the question is, well, how much is it going to be every time I come back? Okay, no problem. Let me break that down for you. But do not ask them if it's okay, and do not leave out the money talk before you get started. Because the biggest thing you can do is, one, let's say it's too much for them. Okay. A lot of times I have people come in that are wanting to have extensions, or they're wanting to do balayage, or wanting to do all these things. And we do the full consultation, and I'll be like, okay, well, before we get started, I just want you to know with the extension, we're going to do color. Okay. So your balayage, which is also going to be a toner, and with your haircut, and then we're going to add in these extensions. I just want you to know it's going to be $475 before we get started today. Did you have any questions for me before we get started? And sometimes people are not expecting to hear that number, and they're like, oh, 400, that was a lot more than I was thinking. Maybe I won't do the extensions today. What is it without that? Okay, no problem. So then I can adjust down. Okay, well, let's take off the extensions. Okay, now without the extensions, it's going to be blah, blah, blah. Okay, you can always make adjustments and go down. So make sure that and this is something else too, you guys, that's super important, is that you price everybody the same. Okay. keep your prices consistent. Do not charge charge more for one person because you think she has more money or she has a more social media follow, or maybe somebody has a more social media following, so you charge her less because you want the exposure. Like, do not do that. I'm telling you right now, because people talk and they constantly talk about whatever. And then I'm like, girlfriend, I gave you a deal. Why'd you rat me out? You're not supposed to tell people I gave you that price. Like, just don't put yourself in that position. It's very simple. Keep your prices consistent. Don't charge more for one and less for another. Okay. So when you're having this talk, bring it all back and be like, this is what it is. Charge the normal price, and then you can work yourself down. And if she says, oh, it's still just a little too much, all right, well, we could leave off the haircut today and just do a blow dry style with it. It'll be, $275. Oh, that's more in my budget. Let's go. Okay. We're ready to roll now, right? Okay. So make sure, I think that is like the most important part of a consultation, of any part of the consultation I want to express, is do not leave that out. Okay. Do not leave it out. Okay. And then the maintenance. So you want to make sure you're talking about your maintenance recommendations, the products. And this is something that I've learned, like it's pretty well known in the beauty industry that, one of the things I also coach you on is how to have retention. So if you're talking about maintenance and the products that they're going to need to use after they leave you, there is a formula. I did not create this. I don't know where it came from. I think it's just statistics, but there's an 80% retention of people rebooking and constantly coming back to you when they buy at least 3 products or more from you. Okay. There's a 60% retention for products for people that come back that are buying 2 products, and 40% for people that buy 1 or more products from you. I feel like okay. So you want to make sure that you are talking about the maintenance. We already talked about it a little bit earlier, but make sure you're talking about the products and the ones that they need to use to go home with them. And then the next thing you want to do is make sure that you're pre-booking them. Talk about why you want to pre-book them. And it is literally okay to do this in the consultation, you guys, or do it. If it's not part of the consultation, this is still something that you want to do before they get up out of the chair. Once they're up out of that chair, they're ready to go. Okay. They're ready to leave. They're not listening anymore, but you want to make sure that you're pre-booking, because you want to make the client always feeling good and feeling great. It's convenient. It can get on the guest schedule right then and there. You have better client retention when you're pre-booking. And that also brings you more services per year, because if you're booking somebody every 6 weeks and they're on your book, then they're going to be in your chair every 6 weeks, versus if you just let them leave and don't rebook them, then it takes a little bit of time for them to get on your books, and you might be missing out on a few extra appointments a year. And then the last thing that wraps everything up is the goodbye. Obviously, this isn't in the consultation, but it is something that I want to make note of, that you want to make sure that you say, see you next time. Okay. And we can go more into depth with this in another podcast, another training, whatever you want to, whatever. You know what I'm saying? But you want to make sure that you are able to say, see you next time, because you've pre-booked them. All right, you guys. So just to kind of recap, okay, I know we went over a lot, and I said I was going to break it up, and then I decided not to break it up. And now we're going to go a little bit over time today, but I think that's okay. So the things that are important, my number one thing in a consultation is the money talk, but we also want to make sure when you're doing a consultation that you have a firm greeting, a firm handshake. Hello, how are you? You talk about your lifestyle. Remember, tell me a little bit about your lifestyle. We talk about, then we go into the assessment of the hair. Do they have box color? When's the last time they had it styled or professionally done? I don't know where these hiccups are coming from. Do the color talk. You know, what kind of color? Do you want it to talk, whisper? Do you want it to whisper, talk, or scream? And then the style talk. How much time do you want to spend styling it each day? Are you a wash and go? Are you going to use a round brush and blow dry it out? Whatever it might be. Okay, talk about the options, the upkeep. How many times you have to come back to see me to make this style last for you? And then the money talk. Number one, and please don't forget, if you take anything away from this training today, the one thing I want you to remember is, Sally, it's $150 today. Do you have any questions before we get started? I hope you never forget that, okay? Do not ask them if it's okay. Just ask, do you have questions? And let's roll on. And please have the money talk. Have the money talk. And then talk about maintenance recommendations, how to keep your color lively. Make sure you're pre-booking, and then never say goodbye. Always say, see you later. So for me, you guys, I hope that you enjoyed this. If I brought any value to you today, please make sure you share this out. Share it with your friends. Share it publicly. Okay, make sure you guys are sharing publicly. And stay on the lookout for all of my new things that are coming out very soon. I cannot wait. But I enjoyed my day with you. So make sure that you go out and make, just like I'm going to leave you, like I'm going to leave every podcast, is make sure you go out and be somebody's day maker, and we will see you on the next one.